Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see how to use style tool in Creo parametric. So let's get started. Okay. So for that, let's click on new and click the default template. Enter style tutorial. Okay. And then let's select our template as remember as pot solid ABS. Okay. Okay guys. Okay. So for creating a style feature for your model, or if you are going to create an entire model by using this style tool, okay, there are over two ways to create this style tool. The only one way, the one way is you can create in the sketch like as a new part, or else you can go for the assembly and where you have assembled all those among 10 parts, and then if you have to create any cover for those parts, you can use those parts as a reference. Like inside the assembly, we will use to go for a create new part inside the assembly, right? So that we will use some reference about our parts, and then we can able to create a new surface or a new it's like a cover for our part. Okay, so this entire style tool that we are going to see in this video, this entire style tool is based upon like our own dimension. There will be no dimension. Okay, we don't want to enter any dimension for that. Like we need to create this entire style based on our own reference. Okay, so let's get started. First, let's get into the style tool. You can see under the surfaces, you can see the style tool. Let's go for the style tool. Okay, here you can see the different options which is available in this style ribbon menu. Okay, as you got into the style menu, like style tool, you can see the model trees appear here, but under the active part, you can see the style one is currently inactive. This symbol indicates that our style is currently inactive. We are still working on it. Okay, after creating all our parts, if we click on this OK, like if we complete this style part, this will be on, like this indication will not be here. Okay, and then under this you can able to see the style tree, which is nothing but if we are going to create any curve features, or it may be a circle, or it may be an arc, like which we are going to do in this style tool will appear here. It is like a model tree, but it is separate tree for the style tool which we are going to use in this video. Okay, okay, so basically if we open this style tool, like you can see the reference plane here. If I drag like this, you can be able to see this plane. Okay, so this plane will be automatically generated by this tool. Okay, so this plane is nothing but the top plane. Okay, if we go for the style tool, this top plane will be taken as a base active plane. Okay, let's go for the right plane. You can see highlighted, this is the right plane, and the front plane, this will be the front plane, and here the top plane as a base plane for this. Okay, okay, if you are going to create any new style tool as a separate sketch without, like if you guys are not going to place this or any assembly, if you're going to do this as a practice, you can directly go on with this top plane, like which is been as like set as a default in this style tool. Or else if you are going to create any surface which you are created in the style tool, if you are going to use this in assembly, you have to go by your own reference. Okay, so on your reference, you have to create, like on your assembly, you have to create a surface based on this front plane. But how you can change this? Because here the top plane as a base plane. Okay, so you can see the first option here as active. Select active planes here. Okay, if you click on this, like you can see select a datum plane or reference. Okay, so if you need to start your sketch on like if you are going to create a surface, or it may be like a solid part by this style tool as a reference plane, as a front plane. If you click on this plane, you can see the front plane has become as an active base plane. Here we are going to create a structure or a surface that we are going to use in the style tool. Okay, and then under this set active plane, you can see another drop down option here as an internal plane. Okay, okay, if you are going to create a separate new plane, okay, on the plane you need to create some surface for this using this style tool means you can directly go for the internal plane and this datum plane display will occur. Okay, like we have seen in our previous video itself, like basic tutorial or basic tools for the Creo, like I have mentioned as a part one and part two. If you don't watch that video, kindly go and watch that, so it will be very easy for you to create the datum planes. Okay, like I explained before, the datum plane pop-up window will open up. So we have to select the reference plane, and you can see the arrow mark. Like we can flip the direction, and then you can enter a value manually, or else you can drag by using this. Okay. So after creating this part, if you click on this OK, you can see that the new plane which we have created as like defaultly it is taken as a reference. Okay. So whatever we are going to do in this, it will be taken as this plane as a reference plane. Okay. So yeah, we have seen the active plane. So I'm going to delete this. I don't want this. Okay. So our top plane will be the reference plane, okay, which is default here. Okay. And then we can see the curve option here. So this is the option how we are going to create any curve feature or a circle or arc into our model. Okay. So before that, I need to show here. You can see this entire box is different, like a little bit different from the assembly or in like a sketch view. If you are in the sketch view, you can able to see the sketch view in middle of this, but here you don't have any sketch view, right? So instead of that, you can see here, okay, there's nothing but active plane orientation. So it will place the orientation based on the active plane. If you keep this front plane as an active plane, the front plane will be viewed like this, okay? So it's nothing but if you like, once again, I go for the standard variation or default variation. If you click on here, it will take a reference plane. So it's like a sketch view, okay? And then we will see about this, like so next view and visual mirror, okay? And then now we are gone for the sketch view. So here we can drop our curves or circle and arcs, okay? So let's see what are all the options available under this curve, okay? You can see the curve here, arc here, circle. Okay, let's go by the bottom to top, okay? At first, let's click on circle, and if we can click somewhere else like this, okay? Like by you can see there is a midpoint for this, so you can drag this and you can place wherever you want to place that, okay? And then you can see here this is used to like increase the size or the radius of the circle, or if you have any manual value for the radius, you can also enter here. So this is the radius for the circle, okay? This is how you can create this circle. So I'm going to close that, and let's go for the arc. You can directly click here, okay? So the arc will be created by using this point. It's the same for the circle. We can drag wherever we want to like this. And then if you select this, you can able to adjust the angle of the arc, okay? Okay, by manual. If you need to create, add or add any kind of value for this arc, you can go here. So this is nothing but the radius, like the radius will be 100. And like the start angle, I think it will be 0 as a 90-degree, okay? So I'm going to keep a value of 270 here, okay, or 320, okay. So this is how you can use this arc tool. So I think it is similar to the sketch view which we have done like previous videos. Like it is kind of similar, okay. And then the next one is curve. So this is the most common tool which we are going to use or which you will use while we are using this style tool, okay. So for this curve, you may have three options here. The first one is free curve, planar curve, and then surface curve. Okay. I think there will be no difference. Like there will be not a much difference between this free curve and the planar curve. Like most of them, like these two are similar. You can use these or this. Okay. So after clicking this, like if you click on like this, you can see the point is plotted here. So this entire curve tool will be similar to the spine tool which we are using on our sketch mode. Okay, like it is like similar to the spline tool, like how the spline tool we will use, like we will click the start point and the next point and the next point and the next point. it will be automatically shaped like between these points. Okay. Okay. So in our spline tool, like after completing, after like after clicking our final point, if we press the escape key, this spline will be created, and there will be no plotting points for the next other curves. Okay. So for here, you don't you don't have an option called pressing the escape key. If you press the escape key, the entire curve will be cancelled. Okay. So for this, like ending this sketch, you have to press the mouse scroll button, and you can see here the sketch is got completed. It is placed on the reference plane. Okay. And then I would like to create one more curve which is similar to this. uh, yeah, like this. Okay. Yeah, we have created here, and then let's click on the mouse scroll button, and you can see in this style tree we have created the CF25 as our first a curve form, and the second we have 27 as our second curve form. So the third one is nothing but if this is on active, right? So if we click on somewhere else, the curve will be created. After closing this only, you can able to see what are all the curves that we have created. Okay. So I think these two curves are okay for me. Okay. So for this spline tool, we have created these two curves. Okay. So let's click OK here, and you can see the only the two curves which we have created have been visualized here. Okay. So then we have created this curve. Okay. So if we need to edit any I don't want this curve like this much. I have to reduce this curve height like this. Okay. How we can edit that? So that's an option called curve edit. After going for the curve edit, you need to select which curve you are going to edit. So I'm going to edit this curve. After clicking that curve, you can see the points which you have plotted for creating this curve. And you can directly drag this point, and you can adjust the curve. Okay. And then you can directly select this curve, and can do the same which we have done for the curve. Okay. Okay. So we have edited our curve. So this is how we can edit this curve. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do is create a surface. Okay. So under this, it will be separated based on the plane, and based on the operation, you can see the regenerate and the delete and the unlink, the link between those curves which we have created. Okay. So these are the common tools which we have used on the previous either we may use this tool on sketch mode or in assembly mode. Okay. If you go for the plane, you can see the active plane here. We have seen what is active plane and what are all how to create an internal plane for that. Okay. And under the curve, we have seen the curve edit, and we will see these two at the end of this video. And then under the surface, you can see creating the surface, and like a curve edit, it will be similar for the surface edit also. It will be similar to how we have used how we have edited the curve. It will be the same process for the its surface edit. Okay. And then the surface connect and the surface strip we will see. Okay. After creating the surface, and then the analysis. Okay. The connection, the curvature knots, and the saved analysis. So all these tools which are similar in the assembly, you can see separate a separate ribbon menu here named analysis in our assembly, right? So the similar tools will be available here. Okay. So we have created these two lines. Okay. So with these two lines, we can't able to create a surface. Okay. So we need to complete this curve. Okay. So then only we can able to create a surface. Okay. Okay. So let's draw one more line from this edge to this edge, and from this edge to this edge. So let's go for the sketch view, which is nothing but the plane view. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a curve here. Okay. The same free curve. So if we create a point like this, okay, like this, these 2 points will never get intersected. Okay. In our in our sketch view or in assembly view, if we are going to create any points based on the reference, we will click this line as a reference, And like when we move our cursor near to this, you can see a point which is intersecting this old line. Okay, so here you can't be able to see that. So for that, like yeah, let's delete this. Let's go for the curve again. So for creating a line, for creating a point in this line which we have created before, we have to press the shift key, and if you move this cursor towards this the old curve, you can be able to see the like a location, or it's like a point indication that our point will be created on the on the line which we have created before. Okay, so I'm going to create a point here, and the shift key, again you can see the intersecting point here, so I'm going to click here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same on the opposite side also. Yes, sorry, like we need to click our mouse scroll button so that only it will be like we can able to create a new curve. Okay, so I'm going to click the mouse scroll button, and then you can see the sketch is completed, and our next part is on active mode. So let's create here, and then I'm going to create here. Okay, let's see how to drag this till this end. Okay, okay, and then let's click on OK. So this is how we can create the additional lines which we have to create from the edge of the old lines which we have created. Okay, so then I need to edit this curve. Okay, so let's go for the edit curve. So there will be two options, like the two ways to go for the edit option. You can directly select this line and you can directly go for the curve edit, or else like if you click here, if you go for this edit option, so then it will be redirected you to the curve edit option. Okay, so after we go for the curve edit option, like if you drag this point, like we can drag, like if you go somewhere else also, it will be dragged only on the reference line like which we have created as an old line. Okay, so if you drag towards this end, you can see this line has stopped till the end of the old curve which we have created. So like the same which we have to do for the other side. Okay, I think this has been created at the edge, so I'm okay with this. And let's select this curve. Let's drag this up to the edge and here also. Okay. So after if you move forward like this, the curve will not, like this line will not be extended. It will be extended till this edge. Okay. Let's click OK. So our sketch has been completed. Okay. So I think all the sides have been covered here. So we can directly go for the surface and we can create our surface here. So for creating the surface, we have to select the first curve, control key, let's select the next line and the next and the next. Okay. After clicking all those edges, you can see the surface is got created. Click OK here. As you can see here, our surface has been created. Okay. So here whatever we have done in the style tool, like everything that we are like every surface that you are creating, that will be created only as a surface. Okay, so that will not be created as a solid part. If we need to turn this as a solid part, we have to go for, like, you have to close this style tool and you have to go for the model and you have to thicken this part, so then only it will be like transformed as a solid part. Okay, like we will see how to do that. Okay. Okay, so this flat surface has been created, but I need this surface as a curved surface on the top also. Like I need this feature on the top. Like here I need as a bend here. So for that, okay, like can also delete this, or else like okay, I'll teach you. Or else you can also go for the surface edit. Okay, and also you can edit here, but I'm not going to use the surface edit option. I'm directly going for the curve edit option, and let's click on this curve. Okay, so after clicking on this curve, you can click this point. Okay, so after clicking this point, you can able to see the green color line up to this and then orange color line. Okay, so this green color line represents like we can drag this line like this. Okay, and we can also create uh, can drag this line like this. We can also create a curvature feature for this. So as you can see, this line will be rotated on 360, like it will be on the free format. Like you can drag wherever we want to drag this. Okay. So I don't want this because we need this curve towards upward as a 90-degree. Okay. So for that, I'm going to right click on this line, on this green line, like we have to hold down the right click, and then I'm going to create a normal feature for this. So after clicking normal, you can see here the select plane for the tangent normal. So I'm going to select this plane. Okay, as you can see, this green line has been transformed normal to this plane. Okay, so we can drag this line like this. Okay, so after creating normal, we can be able to move move this line towards the horizontal direction. We can move this line towards vertical direction, like up and down. That's all. Okay, because we have turned this line on a normal. Okay, if we have if we turn on this back to the free motion, like you can also rotate this part, rotate this line for the entire 360-degree. Okay, so you have to do the same for this point also. Like after clicking this point, you can able to see the green line here. So hold on the right mouse key, directly go for the normal and click that. Okay, so now we have to select one more plane for that. So I'm going to select this plane. Then you can see our part is created. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to drop like this. Okay, and then on the other end also, I'm going to do the same. Okay, after clicking this point, you can be able to see the green line. I think you guys are able to see this green line. Okay, go for the normal as this base plane, drag like this, and then the same for this. Okay, so this is how you can create a surface based on this normal curve edit. Okay, so I think this is okay for me. So I'm going to click OK here. Okay, like we have created a surface here by using it's like a 3D surface, right? So here you can see like this line we have created, right? Now we have adjusted the line like which we have drawn as a straight line before. We have adjusted that as a curve line. On the other side, you can see the line in this view. The other side, like we have transformed the straight line, we have edited that line towards this curve. Okay. So at this end, from this line to this curve, it will be automatically created as a like a tangent feature, or it may be a normal feature. Okay, so I need this central depth. Like I have to assign one more line here, and I have to create a curve feature here. Okay, so for that, like I'm going to delete this surface. Okay, like we have edited this curve line, right? So it will be highlighted here. Okay, so I'm going for the sketch view again, and then I'm going to create one more curve at the midpoint. Like I have to press the shift key here, and then select the point, and then select the point. Okay, and then click on OK. Now for the center height, I'm going to create one more dimension for this. Let's go for the curve edit here. Okay, and then I'm going to like have to select in this green line normal normal to the reference plane here. I'm going to drag it like this, and for the same on the other side, normal as a base plane, lift like this. Okay, this will be the center extrude. So from here till here, and from here till here. So it will be created based on this height. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Okay, click on the mouse scroll button, so it will be closed for the curve edit option. Okay, we have created our curve. So let's create the surface again. Okay, So why I am creating this? Okay, so there will be option named like if you have to create any internal curves for your surface, we can use this option. Okay, here is nothing but that is a normal curve. Like if you have to create any primary curve for that, you can select that. Okay, so I'm going to select this, control key, select this, and then select this. You can see our curve surface has been created, but I like I said before, I need this height, like this curve height. I need from here till here and from here till here. I need like this. I have to follow this internal path. Okay. For that, if you directly select this line, you can't be able to create this as your internal reference. So I'm going to click on this and then I'm going to select this curve. Okay. I think you got it like how this tool is working. Okay. So this is how this internal curve will work. Okay. So I'm going to click on OK here. Okay. So after creating your surface also, we can go and edit the curves which we have created before. Okay, so let's create like I'm going to drop like this, and here also like this, and on the other side like this, like this. Yeah, I think this is good. Or else like you can create, or we can reduce this height if you want. Okay, so I think it's okay for me. Or else if you need to reduce, you can drag this line. You can reduce this height. Okay. Okay. Let's click on OK here. Okay, I think this surface part has been created. Okay. So we have seen curve edit, surface edit. Okay. And then like one more thing that we have to know is like if you are going to create any hole feature or like any extrude cut feature inside this surface part, like which we have created by using this curve tool. So let's see how we can create an extrude cut for that. Okay. So I'm going to select this drop curve. Okay. So I'm going to close this once again. Let's go for the sketch view. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So for this drop curve, we have to create a curve first. So I'm going to create a curve like this. Okay, now you can see this part has been closed as a circular thing. And then click on OK here. So this curve has been created at the bottom of the plane, as you can see here. Okay, so if we need this curve on the surface, you can go for the drop curve and select this curve. Okay, and yeah, click here, select the surface, and you can see the curve has been projected on the surface like which we have created. Okay, so let's click on OK here, and you can see the curve has been created. Like this curve has been projected on the top side of this curve. Okay, along this curve. So, okay. So if I need to remove this entire curve as a whole feature for me, okay, you can go for the surface trim and you have to select the entire curve here, and then the scale, like the curve which we have created, we have to select the curve. Okay, okay, control key plus this. Okay, after selecting this, you can be able to see inside this part there will be like a increased width of this grid lines. Under the other, you can see the reduced width of the grid lines. Okay, and then for the cut feature, we need to add the surface, whether we have to remove this surface. Like if I click on here, you can see the red color lines, grid lines here. and on the other lines you can see the green color grid lines here. So it's nothing but like we are going to remove this surface, okay, and we are going to keep this surface. If I click on OK, you can see this part from the surface has been removed. Okay, okay, let's go for this and let's edit this. Now I'm going to change this as this. So I'm going to remove all these except this. Okay, if I click on OK here, you can see except the part which we have created, everything has been extruded. Okay, the material has been removed for that. So this is how you can use the surface trim option. So yeah, I'm going to select this and select this. So I'm going to use this because like we will create part like based on this, right? Like creating a hole on the top. Okay. Okay. Our surface has been created. I think I have covered all the tools like which is important for using the style tool. Okay. And then you can see the style tree here. Like I have explained before, like whether the curve, which we have created in this part, like on like a surface, on the surface, like inside the surface, we have created a curve, right? Like that is nothing but the curve on the surface. Okay. Yeah, one thing like I forgot to teach you, like inside this, like when you go for the curve option, you can see like the surface curve. Excuse me. So you can see like we have seen the free curve and the planar curve, and on the other hand, you can see the surface curve. Surface curve is nothing but if you go for the sketch view, like inside this, we can able to create like a curve feature inside this. Okay, okay. Like we have completed our curve, which we have done like this. So after completing this curve, if we click on OK, you can see the curve is created on the surface of this, like the surface which you have created. Okay, like it will be like coincident or it is placed on the surface. Okay, so like the same tool like which we have used before, but we have created this plane first on the reference and then we have projected towards the new surface that which we have created. Okay, so this is the option like without using this reference plane and projecting this to the surface, we can directly create our curve on the surface. Okay, for that only this like surface like curve on surface tool will be used. Okay, so here also you can directly go for the surface trim and select the entire part and select this curve and the remove material for this and then click on OK. Okay, I think you guys have understood what we are doing, like what we have to do for creating the style option. Okay, so this style tool, style tree will be like similar. Like we have created a surface here, and then like a surface curve here, and then we have created some surface trim here, and then again we have done like a surface curve, and then we have created a surface trim option here. So everything will be available here. If you need to edit the some of the dimension for this, you can directly go for here, or else like you can directly select this curve and you can go for the curve edit option. Okay, so this is how you can use this curve tool. Like I have covered everything in this video, and if I missed something on this, I will update on the next video. Okay, so okay, let's see here. Like we have created this as a surface, but we have to create this on the both side and for the bottom side also, and we have to create some thickness for this part. Okay, so let's first exit this by clicking on OK here. You can see the style one has been created. Okay, if you need to edit the style, you can go for the edit and you can see here. Okay, it will be automatically redirected you to the style tool. Okay, so then I'm going to select this style. I'm directly going to mirror this toward this center plane and you can see it is mirrored. Okay, and let's click on OK. So then like we can hide these lines. Yes, sorry. Like inside this file tool, I think I can able to hide this curve, can hide everything. So if we close this, okay, I think it will be visible here. So we don't want to worry about that. Okay, if we hide this part, like everything will be hide here. Okay, so I'm not going to use this hide tool here. Okay, so then you can see the style one and style two. Like it will be like a separate part. So if you are going to create some thickness for this part, you have to select this part and you have to go for the thicken and you have to add some dimension for this part. And then you have to select this style two and you have to go for the thicken and you have to create some thickness. So instead of using these two parts, I'm going to create this as a single part. Okay. For that, I'm going to use this merge tool. Before that, I need to select this one, control key plus select this curve. I have selected this both curves, and also you can select this on the model tree itself. Okay, let's go for the merge, and you can see the grid lines here. So it's nothing but like a part is fully constrained. Okay, it can be able to merge. Okay, so if we click on OK here, you can see like if we select this merge, this entire part will be selected. Okay, so directly click on this merge and go for the thicken, and we can thicken our part like based on the offset value which you have guys needed for that. Okay, like the arrow mark is towards upwards, I'm going to flip it downwards, or else you can create the symmetric thickness value for that. Okay, let's add a thickness value of 10 and then click on OK. Okay, so that's all guys. So this is how we can use this style tool. Okay, using this style tool we can able to create any part like we are, if we like we don't have some dimension for some parts, like if we have to create anything based on our imagination, like we don't have any reference data or any dimension data or drawing which are like drawings are not available for that. Okay, so you can use this style tool and you can create the part by your own reference. Okay, so that's all guys. So thanks for watching. If you want more videos related mechanical engineering or any other content, you can comment below. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe. Like we will upload videos based on Creo and Power BI on a daily basis. So don't forget to subscribe. Okay. So thank you guys. Like we will see in next video. Until then, bye.